Welcome to class. A little bit of class etiquette. It seems like I muted myself, but everybody else should be muted. If you have a question, open your chat window, send a message, questions for Sam, and we will answer them as the class progresses. If you were here last class, you noticed that worked really well. Zoel will read the question to me, and then I will go ahead and answer the question. Unmute yourself at that point if this is your question, and then we could talk about what you have if you have a follow-on question, okay? Otherwise, keep it on mute. Again, questions to Sam. All right, so we've got the agenda. That's in your chat email right now, so that's just a little bit of where we're going and what we're doing. And then the recipes are also in the chat box in case you don't have them open or printed, okay? So you can kind of go through as well. The recipes here, we have the Creole Spiced Shrimp with tomato and coconut sauce, yay. Shrimp is in the fridge, so that's cooling. And then we have the Spill the Tea Quarantini, which is one of my favorites. So I'm really excited to make that with all of you. So hi, Lisa, hi, Juliana, hi, Cheryl, hi, Sandra. So we have a bunch of people here. I'm so excited to see all of you. Sandra Moss is there, Catherine, Shiman, hello. Okay, so I want to talk about substitutions because substitutions were a big deal for this class as usual because we have to find ways to cook even though we are not going back to the grocery stores every day. We're trying to use what we have in our pantry, okay? So I'll start with the Spill the Tea, okay? So this chamomile tea, if you do not have chamomile tea at home, any herbal tea will do. It has different medicinal properties, but of course chamomile tea is a flavonoid. It's really good for you. Of course, if you have insomniac or anything like that, insomnia, it's also very good for you, but it's great in this tea. So if you have any other herbal tea, just don't do a caffeine tea, okay? The other thing we have here, ginger beer. If you don't have ginger beer, you can simply use, I would say sparkling water, just add a little bit more ginger, and that's blended ginger, and then a little bit more honey, okay? So just make that concoction on the side, okay? So just put honey and sparkling water together, and then add a little bit more ginger in your blender, and you'll put it all together at the end, okay? That's a simple substitute. You could also just use a little bit of ginger ale. You can also use just plain sparkling water, but you'll need a little sweet, and so I'm going to recommend a little bit more honey for people who have that issue if you don't have ginger beer. Berries. You can use any one. Blackberries is what this one calls for, but use any berries, raspberries, strawberries, anything. These are frozen berries, so it's good if you have some in your freezer that you've been wanting to use and get rid of. Lemon juice, of course, you could use grapefruit juice. You can use orange juice, anything like that. Honey, if you don't have honey, coconut palm sugar or something like that would be fine. Any sweetener that is your favorite sweetener to use. Ginger, powdered ginger. Okay, so that's a substitution for that. So we've got that covered. Any questions there? So, any questions?
No
okay.
questions.
Wonderful. Okay, so we'll put all of that in the blender and we'll take you through that. Then we're going to move forward, okay, and into our regular recipe. We're talking about tomatoes. So tomato sauce, chopped tomatoes, fresh chopped tomatoes, etc. Then we have our coconut milk. Coconut cream. If you do not have coconut cream, please use coconut milk. If you don't have that, you're going to switch to dairy and use a little bit of half and half. I think I put the portions inside of your recipes, okay? So we have that. The other thing we have that's substitutable is roasted red peppers, okay? If you do not have roasted red peppers at home, you can always use a regular red pepper cut. And in your recipe book, I actually sent you instructions on how to, actually in the ingredient list, if you wanted to roast your own, you can roast your own in the oven. But this should not be done right now. It should have been done before class, okay? Very easy to do. The other thing we have here is our Creole spice. If you don't have Creole spice for the shrimp, if you have any of my spices, especially if you have the turmeric ginger, that could be used to substitute in place. jerk spice if you want it a little spicy. The savory paella spice with smoky paprika is wonderful in this. So try to use any one of those. If not, a little bit of a little bit of regular paprika, celery salt if you have it, and some salt and pepper. Just try to keep it simple, okay? So we have those. And then we have my Italian spice blend, of course, which I have basil, parsley, and a few other ingredients in here, oregano, garlic. So if you want to use this one, that would be great too. Onions, of course, if you have, that'd be awesome. And then 4 cloves of garlic. And then we have salt, okay? A little bit of salt and olive oil. So those are our basic ingredients, okay? That we're gonna use. So here's my mise en place for that, okay? You see how I have it all out? If you come to cooking classes, Andrea, I'm looking at you, you know that this is what we do in our cooking classes. We get them all out, okay? This is our Spill the Tea Quarantini. Okay, so it's all out and ready to go. So this is what we're gonna work with first, okay? Do you guys have your blenders out, yeah?
Yeah.
So it's going to the blender, okay? So hang on. I'm gonna make some space just to put it out, and we're gonna start working with that. So I wanted to say before we started and had everyone on that I am so grateful that we are all healthy enough to even participate in an online class, because so many people that I know are not well in other states. They're really struggling. They cannot do anything like this, and we're fortunate to sort of just have our health enough to just be here together and do this. So thank you all, and let us just reflect on how fortunate we are. Okay, here we go, okay? So grab your blender. Grab your blender container, okay? And inside we're gonna put about a cup of your chamomile tea. This is my chamomile tea. It's been steeping for a couple hours, of course, because I like to be prepared. We're gonna dump that in. Everything goes in. I'm not gonna put all of it right now. All of it, everything's gonna go into the blender except for the rum and the ginger beer, okay? That goes in at the very end. We are going to put our ginger in. We are going to put our berries in. Yum. Remember the trick about the honey that I taught you guys last week for the ones that were here? In order to not have your honey stick inside the container you put it in, you put a little bit of olive oil. It'll make it run out a lot faster, okay? And it doesn't stick so much to the container. So I only put a little bit here because I didn't want an oily drink, but it really does help. So getting it out, there you go. That was a 1/4 cup. And then lemons. I had one wonderful lady from our class last week leave me a bag of lemons by the door. So while I have a tree, I also had some good lemon juice to add. So thank you, Wendy.
Pam.
Oh, no, oh, that's right. Sorry, it was Pam. Oops. Sorry about that. Hey, before the lemon, before you squeeze your lemon, or if you haven't squeezed your lemon yet, just kind of go like this and just scrape off a few pieces of it, because this is what's going to go into your drink, okay? Just a little bit of the zest of the lemon. I just dropped it, but see if you could do that. And then I also saved a couple berries for my drink, okay? So these are my little garnishings for our lovely little cocktail. And you can make it a mocktail. Just leave out the rum. There you go. And let's see if I got everything in there that I needed. So we got in the ginger, we got in the berries, we got in the lemon juice, and we got in the honey, okay? So we're gonna blend this for a little bit, and then I'm gonna strain it into another container, and then we're gonna mix in a little bit of the ginger beer and the rum. And that's our cocktail poured over ice, okay? How's everyone doing? I'm just checking around, seeing everyone.
Busy at work.
Seeing everyone working. So cool. Okay, ready? And turn it on.
Look it in.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, you might have heard Zoel's machine, my machines for Zoel. But here you go, look at this pretty color. That's the blueberry. The blackberry, sorry. Blueberries, I guess, will give you a nice purple color too. So here you go, I'm straining it. Just to get out a little bit of the ginger bits. And some of the seeds from the blackberries. It's all coming through. Okay, looking good. I have a little bit more. Let's see how everyone's doing there. There's Karen and Franz. Hello. All righty. This looks good. I made a lot because I'm just sharing with Zoel. Okay. I have our glasses, Zoel. Not too worried. What I would like is another one of these measuring cups. Because I'm going to abandon this in 2 seconds. And we're going to make our drink. So get some ice. And you're going to, I'm just going to let this sit because mine is pretty much going to drain. Perfect. Let me grab some ice. There we go. Glass 1. Glass 2. Right? We have our ginger beer. Just open that. Rum. It's about a shot. Right? And then we're going to just put it into our glasses. There we go. And then ginger beer. Looking good. Then we have our little lemon zest. And that. And that. Stay right there. Cheers. Cheers. Spill the tea quarantini. Delicious.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay, wonderful. So that was our first recipe.
Can you hand me the tray?
Yeah.
Clear it.
Let's clear that. Perfect. How's everyone doing? Cheers. I see Cindy made hers. Has it ready.
Sandra has hers.
Sandra, excuse me.
Looks like Juliana has hers.
Juliana has hers. Okay, so we're all doing really well.
Catherine
We got it.
has hers. Lisa. Sandra.
Sandra has hers. Lisa has hers.
Karen has.
Amy Horn, how are you doing? Do you have yours?
I have mine, but I'm saving it for dinner. Because we're sharing our food with my daughter and her fiance.
Oh, wonderful.
Awesome, great, great. So it's very gingery. Mine has got a good ginger punch to it.
What's the ratio of
Sorry about
of your juice to the ginger beer?
the ratio. I used about a cup of liquid, a cup of the drink, and about a quarter cup of ginger beer. However, if it's too strong for you, use more ginger beer, less mixture, okay? I kind of just freely did it, but about a quarter cup is good. And the same is true if you want more rum, be my guest. You're in your own home. Okay, so let's move on. This is the fun stuff now. We're gonna start our recipe. The first thing we're gonna do here in our recipe is season our shrimp. Does everybody have their shrimp out and ready? I'm grabbing mine from the fridge. Here we go. So, shrimp. I already took off the shells. I left the tails on. They're deveined and beautiful. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna uncover everything. I already explained the ingredients. So, as we go along, we'll do it. If you're using your red peppers, chop them as we go along, okay? So that they're ready to add when we're ready. To make your shrimp, we have to season them first, okay? It's the first thing. We're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil, right here, about a tablespoon. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of, or thereabouts, of the Creole spice. You want it really seasoned well, okay? And that's this guy right here. Then we're going to stir. Make sure it all gets coated with the oil and the Creole spice. The Creole spice is paprika, celery seed, oregano, parsley, a little bit of thyme. So if you have any combination of those kinds of spices, just go ahead and like pull them all together. Okay, wonderful. So this is what mine looks like, really nicely coated. I'm gonna add a little salt to it. About a half a teaspoon. Okay, give it a nice stir. So make sure it's all worked in. We're gonna do that and then we're going to set it aside, okay? While we work on the pasta dish. How's everyone doing? We got our shrimp all good? Okay, I got thumbs up.
Good.
Thumbs up. Okay, wonderful. Thumbs up. Okay, great. Now we're gonna do our tomatoes and coconut sauce in a cast iron pan like this one. This is a 12 inch, okay? So if you have any pan that's about 12 inches, or if you have like a Le Creuset kind of, or Cuisinart kind of cast iron pan, that's the ones that are white on the inside, those work fine as well, okay? But this is just a pot I'm using. I'm going to set it on the stove. And then this pot is my pasta pot. When you make your pasta, I always, because I'm doing gluten-free pasta today, put in a little bit of olive oil and also a little bit of salt into your water, okay? I do this. I just spray with my olive oil sprayer. Just needs a couple sprays so that you just get the water coated a little bit. Don't have to do it, but I do it. And then I'll put a little bit of salt in my pasta. It's not hot. I just sort of put it on the stove just to get ready, okay? All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is chop our onions. Ready? We have a half of an onion. So chop it up really well. Get out my chopping board. Pass me the knife. Voila. Thank you. So here you go. I chop my half of onion like this, and then I go down just like this, all the way down. I did it just this way last week, and then just cut across and go down. Just like that. You get when you get to the end.
Sorry. Samantha,
Who's that?
I'm sorry. What did you put on the pan? The 2 tablespoons of olive oil and what else?
2 tablespoons of olive oil for what? Pardon?
I think you put the 2 tablespoons olive oil on the pan, or no?
Yes, but not yet. I haven't gotten there yet. Can you hang on? We're just gonna do the.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do it, but before we do that, we're just cutting up our onions. Okay, here we are. So does everyone have their onions cut and ready to go? It could be roughly chopped, okay? It doesn't have to be very fine or anything like that. So here are mine. I got half of it done. I'll show you what I got at my front door earlier this week after the last class from a participant. It was really cool, but I haven't really used it yet because I'm so set in my ways, but I'm going to show you. You guys tell me if you guys use any of these things. I also, like when I'm doing my cooking classes, I chop my onions in my little Cuisinart mini chopper, just because I don't want my eyes to burn. There we go. So I got a rough chop there of onions. Okay. I got one of these, and it's an onion chopper. I guess you put the whole onion here, and you kind of just crank this thing and press it, and then it kind of, you know, makes little even onion chops. Kind of cool. I like it. Thank you, Pam. She gave me lemons and that. Okay, so do we have our onions chopped, everyone? Yeah? Okay. If you do, we're going to start. So, my pot, I turned it on, so it's smoking a little bit, but we're going to cool it down. 2 tablespoons of oil. Okay? If you have your garlic, a garlic press, you're going to need 4 garlic cloves already pressed. My tomatoes are already open. And then we just need to chop our red peppers. So here we go. Onions in, okay? 2 tablespoons of oil. And onions, okay? 2 tablespoons of oil and onions in the pot. And I'm sure you can hear it sort of sizzling. And I'll bring the pot to you, so don't you worry. So you'll see what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So I'll just brought it over. Thank you. So here we go. Perfect. If your pasta pot is ready, turn your stove on low. Here, got the right stove over here. Just keep it on low so that when we're ready, we don't have to wait to bring it to a boil. And we're not waiting around to heat the pasta, okay? So here we go. I think this got a little wonky. Alrighty, so there we go. So under low flame, okay, with your onions, it's very low. So it's at a light sizzle, okay? No burning onions. Then we're gonna add in our garlic, but while that cooks, get out your peppers, okay? Get out your peppers. If you're using regular peppers, go ahead and chop them up. While we chop up our roasted peppers. Here's what they kind of look like. Right? They have bits of black on them. They're all drippy. So just roughly chop them. And these are really, really good. And if you have a yellow color is really works well too. So don't skip the peppers. If you have any form of a pepper, use it, okay? Okay, so mine are all roughly chopped. Let me see, I'll move it this way so we can see. It's roughly chopped. Okay, perfect. All right, here we go. Let's check our onions and add our garlic. Coconut milk goes in at the very end. So here we go. Let's put in our garlic first. Now that our onions have softened and they're translucent, okay? That was about 2 minutes. Softened and translucent. We're gonna add the peppers and then the spices, okay? We're gonna add the Let the Good Times Roll Italian spice. So here we go. If you're using a cast iron pan, be careful when you grab it, okay? Ready? Let's see who else I've got here. We have a nice crowd today. We have 33 participants. And there's Robin. Hi, Robin. Okay. There we go. So the onions and garlic are sauteing. And we're going to add in our peppers. So here's our peppers right here. We're going to put them in. Put them right in. Okay, saute them, get them right in. I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'll move this and kind of move it over. Can you kind of see a little better? Yeah. There we go. Okay. Do we have any questions? Oh, this is a vastly different group than last week. We had a lot of questions. And it was fine. It was great. All righty. So that's sauteing for us.
I have one, Samantha. I have one question.
Okay.
If we don't want to eat everything right now or afterwards, should we put the shrimp when we want to eat it?
Exactly.
Like
Keep
tonight?
it separate. Keep it separate because we're going to cook it separate anyway. So if you're not going to eat it at the same time right away, just keep it separate. I mean, for a couple hours, it's fine. But if you're going to do it, if you're not going to eat it till tomorrow, then just keep it separate. Okay, the shrimp is all its juices, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Gotcha. Sandra, how are you doing? Sandra Moss, I see you there. Perfect. Great.
We have someone who has coconut cream or coconut milk instead of coconut cream. Coconut
Perfect.
milk is correct, right?
Coconut cream is what we need. If you have coconut milk, use the same amount. Okay. It's a good substitution. Okay, now it's all sizzly and bubbly. We're going to add in our Let the Good Times Roll spice blend, 1 tablespoon of that. And then we're going to add in half a tablespoon. This is about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I'll put some more in. Another 1/8 of a tablespoon at the very end when I taste it, okay? So mix all that goodness. It smells so amazing. There we go. Everybody got their spice in? So far, we put 2 tablespoons of oil in the pan. We added our half of onion chop. We added our 4 garlic cloves. We went ahead and chopped our peppers, our roasted peppers, and we added them in. Now we've added our Let the Good Times Roll Italian spice. So it's all simmering, and then I added an 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. But you could add. I have in the recipe half a teaspoon, but you can add any amount right now. It's okay. I just add some at the very end. So whatever your salt liking is, just put a pinch in there right now, and then you can taste it at the end. The next thing we're gonna do is add our tomato puree. Okay. So I'm gonna go over, don't let your onion mixture burn, okay? It should be smelling really, really good right now. So we forgot our music. I still forget it. I was thinking about it. Oh, okay. Add in our tomato sauce. So it's a tomato puree, actually. And what you could do, if it looks a little thick, and I do this all the time, is I just add a little bit of water to the pan and add it in, okay? So right here, I just fill the can, not even halfway, but a quarter way, and add in a little bit of water. Okay? Perfect. And then now stir. Looking good. So we just let that cook for a little bit. Let it come to a boil, and then we'll put a top on it, and then we'll go ahead and cook the shrimp, okay? How's everyone doing? Good? Good. All righty. I'm gonna get a top so I can stick that on. And then I'm gonna get out the pot for the shrimp. So mine is starting to spit little bits of sauce up into the air. Tequila. Tequila works, Joan. And so does vodka. And any booze that you have at home, I'm sure would be fine. Okay. If you miss certain parts of this, it's okay. I'll send you a link where you can watch this after class. So you won't miss a thing, okay? So here, the garnishings that we have for the very end, look at this fellow. So this is scallion from my garden. So we have that, and we have parsley. So we'll chop that up at the very end. Okay, so now's the time to turn down your coconut cream is at the end, yeah. Now is the time for you to turn down your stove under your sauce, okay? Turn her down. Make it go onto low, okay? Low simmer. And then your pot for your pasta should be boiling a little bit, okay? Let's scoot this over. We are going to work on our shrimp now, okay? Now, stove is under medium high, okay? I have these pots. These are my favorite pots. Hexclad. They are non-stick. They have a beautiful stainless steely pattern. They're non-BPOA. They are totally great to use. They don't get scratched, and you can use metal spoons in them. I just love them. I have them in my kitchen. It's been so much better. And I use them during classes too. They're great. Okay, let's see. Oh. I'm looking at everyone. Good job. Okay, here we go. All righty. There we go. Alrighty. So I'm heating my pot. I have my shrimp. I'm going to add olive oil to the pan. I think I have about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Gonna let that heat. And then I'm going to add the shrimp, okay? There we go. And I have little tongs that I can spin them around with. And then we'll cook them, add the coconut cream, cook our pasta, and then put it all together. It'll be beautiful, okay? Those of you who are eating later and want to separate your shrimp, that's all good too. You could heat the sauce right before you eat and then put in the shrimp, okay? So here we go. You could also grill the shrimp. You know, if you have a grill pan at home, that's not a bad idea. You'll get nice grill marks on your shrimp. Yeah, there's different ways you can do it. In the summer, of course, when we're all outside, we can use our grill. There we go. I let the tails on my shrimp. You don't have to, but I do. Let's see our agenda if I missed anything. Okay. So here they are, sizzling in the pan. I got my shrimp at Seaside Market, but you could also use frozen shrimp. I like to go to when I can, go to Whole Foods and get their Gulf shrimp because they're wild, and they sell a 2-pound bag of them, and they are absolutely amazing as well. So here we go. While that cooks a little, let me grab our gluten-free pasta. You can use whatever pasta you want. We didn't really talk about the pasta, but I wrote in your notes. This is not dried pasta, it's fresh pasta, and it's gluten-free. I get this at Seaside Market. They have a really great selection of fresh pastas there, but I got this one. It's called Taste Republic gluten-free linguine. It only needs to cook for 3 minutes, but regular pasta is probably going to take you 8 or 9 minutes, okay? I like this pasta, but if you are not eating carbs or you're avoiding any kind of wheat products or anything like that, use spiralized zucchini. But I wrote in your notes, I don't like to cook my spiralized zucchini because it springs so much water and like gets down to nothing that I sort of just put hot food over it, hot sauce over it, and then it kind of softens it up. So you can experiment with that if you've not done it before. Spiralized squash is also really wonderful like that. That I would steam for about 2 minutes or so. Spiralized squash, spiralized sweet potatoes. Either way, you know. Just saw something pop up. I don't eat the tail. Did you see something like that come up? You don't have to eat the tail. Just take the shell off. It's all good. It's your personal preference, okay? There we go. I am turning my shrimp. They look oh so good. You don't want to overcook them, okay? So can you pass me another bowl, please? Glass bowl. So just when they start to turn okay, you turn them, okay? That's what I have in here. They need to cook for a couple more minutes. And then we'll drop in our pasta. If you're cooking your pasta water should be coming to should be at least hot, coming to a boil. I just turned my stove up. Hi there. Oh, I have to cut that, and I have to cut this poor guy. Got a little damage. Okay. These are already washed, so I'm just going to chop them really quickly. And then remove. And this, if you're not making it right away, you can just do this at another time, right before you eat. I love green onions.
If they're using conventional pasta, should they start that now?
Yes, conventional pasta, everything, you want to start that now because it takes about 9 minutes, okay? After the water boils, so keep that in mind. So my shrimp are looking really good. And after you remove them from the heat, they will continue to cook. My sauce is looking really good. Okay. All right, so here we go. So this is my beautiful shrimp, okay? These are probably a little bit bigger than 16 to 20 pounds. I don't know, but they're tiger shrimp. Okay, there we go. Now aside. So we're putting this aside just like this, okay? Perfect. Now, let's look at our pasta sauce. So it's had some time to cook. Give it a nice stir. There we go. Let me know if I'm moving too quickly, okay? Because we do have some more time.
Sam, can I just say that this cocktail is fantastic, and it's 3:47, and I'm already feeling a really good buzz right now.
That's the idea, right? What else are we gonna do? So let's do it. At least we're doing it together.
Can we slow down just a little bit and make sure everyone catches up?
So while you guys cook and just make sure your sauce is good, we're gonna put in our coconut sauce, coconut cream in a few minutes. I just wanna go ahead and just thank all of you too. All of you who bought my spices, who've gone to Jimbo's and bought my spices. Today I got an order from Jimbo's for more Italian spice and more Creole spice. So I know that you guys are out there buying it. I am so thankful for that. It's really keeping me going, giving me such purpose every week, knowing that I'm doing this class with all of you and I get to see all of your beautiful faces and that you're okay. And I know we can really get through this. So, and we could do it together. That really gets me keep going, makes me keep going, makes me feel great about doing these classes, okay? So thank you, thank you, thank you. My pasta water is boiling. So I'm gonna put my pasta in, but you guys, I'm slowing down just a little bit so that you can catch up with me, okay? So never mind, just do what you're doing and I'm gonna get my pasta in, okay? Okay. So this is gluten-free. It's gonna take no time because it's fresh. Okay, we have people on this call from, I think, the East Coast, Florida, New York, Sacramento area, and Santa Cruz. So at least that's all I know of. But and then people in Orange County and locals from around here. So that's pretty special. I'm glad all of you are here with me. There we go. So my pasta is boiling up. Let's see. We have Wendy out there. How are you doing? Good. Wonderful. Perfect.
We do have a Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
If someone is waiting to eat the pasta or eat the finished dinner later tonight, should they hold off on adding the cream and pasta until later?
No. Actually, hold on the pasta and do your sauce, okay? Make sure your sauce, and don't add the coconut cream to your sauce, because the longer that stays and blends in, the better. But I wouldn't add in your pasta just yet. And you could still cook your pasta and set it aside, but I wouldn't add it in just yet. And I wouldn't add in your shrimp just yet, okay? So my pasta is boiling. And I think it's almost ready. I just turned down the stove a little bit so it doesn't come over.
Sam,
Yeah.
it's Andrea. How long do I cook the shrimp? You don't want it to curl up. You don't want
No, about, I would say, depending on the size, 2 to 3 minutes per side, okay?
Okay.
So if you want to see, the bottom has to turn opaque before you turn it over to the other side.
Okay.
And you don't have to cook them till they're crispy and curly at all anyway, because they're going into a sauce to finish cooking. So you just want to get a little color and get the seal in the flavor, and then you'll add it in, okay? You notice mine, they didn't really curl too much, okay? They're just nice and fat.
Okay.
Okay? And you could show me when you have it done, okay?
Okay. Okay.
And I'll have a look as best as I could. So, back to our cocktail though. In our recipe here, I wrote some of the medicinal qualities. Ginger, lemon, and blackberries have antioxidants, which are fabulous for the skin, but also ginger is great for the immune system, and the chamomile tea has flavonoids. So it's an inflammatory and immune boosting, so have no guilt. Okay, let's see that. Hold it up a little higher. Aha, that looks good to me. They look pink. That's what we want. Okay, I would say you're good to go on those. Save the liquid too, okay? Had a couple questions about that. Save the liquid. It's good stuff. Okay, I'm draining my pasta, but you don't have to do anything if you're not there yet. I just want to do mine. This is what mine looks like. It's gluten-free. It's not very, I have a gluten-tolerant person in the house, and she's got to eat. Okay. Any new questions, my dear?
Someone's adding peas, so should they add them
Yes.
now?
You're adding peas. Wait 1 second. Add them after the coconut milk boils, okay? So that's what we're going to do now, okay?
They are fresh peas, not.
Oh, fresh
rocks.
peas. If you have fresh peas, add them now. Because they're harder and they have to cook. They'll take at least 5 additional minutes to cook, okay? Anyone, if you're adding carrots, if you're adding spinach, if you're adding anything like that, you want to go ahead. If it's frozen, already cooked, just go ahead and add it right now. But carrots, especially too, are like peas, fresh peas. Go ahead and add it. Alrighty, so my sauce looks really good.
Do you want to bring it over?
Yes, I'm gonna bring it over. Yep. Ready? I think I might do 2 of these. I think I'm strong, but I'm not that strong. Ready? So this is what it looks like. Looks really good. We're gonna add in the coconut milk at this point. Got it? Thank you. Coconut milk goes in. 1 cup. Or coconut cream, whatever you have. And do a nice stir. Okay, so it starts to change colors into a nice orangey, creamy color. Really good. You know, in American cooking, it's you don't always combine coconut milk and tomatoes, so it's really nice. It's a really nice and a unique combination. So I'm just chopping up my parsley so I could sprinkle a little bit when we're ready. Okay, I'm going to scoot it back over so everyone can see what I'm doing. But this is my sauce now.
Excuse me, Sam, it's Melody. I stepped away for a bit. You put in the...
Go ahead.
Yes? Okay.
We put in the coconut cream, yes.
Yeah, we just put in the coconut cream and I'm showing it now.
Okay.
Right? See that? All right. Sorry. Oopsie. It's okay. Got it. So coconut cream is in. Stove is still on, okay? So let's see where we are. We've got Joanne. How are you doing, Joanne? Peterson, that is. There's 2 Joannes on, I think.
I think we have a Joan and a Joan.
A Joanne and a Joan, yeah.
Joanne's having trouble with her audio, so she can't hear us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a bummer.
I know.
Just check in on Joanne via chat.
I've been checking.
Okay, great. Karen! Oh, thank you, Joanne. The combination of flavors is very unique. Okay, so can you pass me a spoon over in that drawer? I just want to taste and see if I need to adjust. You can taste your sauce, okay? If you haven't already, give it a taste. See what it needs. The only thing it would need at this point is some salt. Ooh, it's really good. Mine doesn't even need salt. It's fine. We'll check it after I add in the shrimp. So it's really good. I really think the red peppers really help. We're not a household that eats a lot of red peppers, but when they're roasted, it's a whole complete other story. They will eat it if I roast it, but yeah, it's one of those things. Okay, so bubbly, bubbly, bubbly is happening. How's everyone else doing? Are we catching up? I'm 2 minutes away from finishing this recipe, okay? We have our shrimp cooked. We have our pasta cooked. Yay. Melody says the sauce tastes really good. You guys can see it too. Yeah, so I'm about 2 minutes from finishing.
Will you run through some substitutes if they don't have the Creole spice again?
Okay, substitutes if you don't have the Creole spice for the shrimp. If you have any of my other spices, that's preferable, right? So you could use the same Italian spice. Is also amazing on shrimp, okay? So if you have that. If you don't, get paprika. It could be smoked paprika or regular paprika. You can put in fresh, granulated, a little granulated garlic. If you have celery powder at home, add in that as well. Really, really, really good. Mixed together.
From Spain, maybe.
I think, of course, the paella spice. Somebody here is using the paella spice. I don't really remember who. Thank you, Joan. I don't really know which one is using it, but the paella spice with the smoked paprika. So just a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic spice, and paprika or smoked paprika. If you have that, that'd be great. If not, if you want a little spicier version, you could use my Jamaican jerk spice. Again, the Italian spice would be really good on it. I mean, that's a logical choice if you have that spice in your pantry. Go ahead, and if you have a different Italian spice, go ahead. You just want to get some flavor on those shrimp, okay? But paprika and smoked paprika does a nice job, okay? How's everyone doing? I'm gonna go ahead and put in my pasta. I'm
Sama,
listening.
quick question.
Yeah.
My sauce looks very liquid. Is it supposed to be liquidy?
Your sauce? Did you put in the coconut milk yet? Yeah, just let it cook down just a little bit, okay?
Yes.
Give it 5 more minutes. Mine doesn't. Let me show
Okay,
you what mine
perfect.
looks like. Where's my, they're over here. Oops. I'll show you what the consistency of mine, okay? And it should not be runny because you have the thickness, you have the roasted peppers in it. So, but it still moves. It's still very viscous. It's not thick. It's not too chunky because you want it to be able to coat your noodles. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to add in the gluten-free pasta and give it a little bit of a kind of stuff to my thing here. And swirl it around in it. I turned off my stove by now, okay? Because I just didn't want it to burn. And I'm tossing everything. Okay? So we're just going to distribute, maybe I'll distribute it better with this, the pasta in the sauce. There we go. Just separate it out a little bit. Get it in there. It's going to be nice and saucy, okay? Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. And then we're going to put our shrimp in, okay? Tongs. Let's see where are my tongs. I lost them. Let me just put a little bit of this. Okay. Looks so good. And you put in all of the juices, okay? And then I'm going to sprinkle on. Thought I had my stove off. There we go. And then we just add in our garnish, okay? So here we go. I just want to coat everything. Okay. So I'll bring it over and I'll show you what mine looks like. COVID in my sauce. Voila. Can you see?